Welcome back, everybody, to New York Talk. This is the Scout Report. We forget about Hull and we look ahead to Watford coming to town on Saturday afternoon. Things can only get better, or something like that. We have Pete joining us from Do Not Scratch Highs. How are you doing, Pete?
Very good, thank you. Very good. Looking forward to any session that starts with "Let's forget about Hull." I mean, let's be honest. That's always a good start to any session, isn't it? Really.
Exactly. Let's go back to November, October time. Whenever we last spoke, I'm interested. Talk to me about what you thought about us on the day, the 5-0. That was one of our Matt Taylor getting sacked. Talk to me about. I was always interested in the outsider's view of Rotherham United.
Well, we were surprised because I mean, as you know, I'm a big fan of especially Rathbone. When you played us, we played you twice last year. 1-1 draw at your place. That frankly, we scored a worldie, but I think we were quite happy to come away with a point. To be quite honest with you, because we turned up and were thinking, oh well, this will be a stroll. You know, doing the normal thing that everybody does, and catching a cold nearly. And then at our place, I think you thoroughly deserved the 1-1. I don't think there was any question about it for me. And I was drooling all over Rathbone, and everybody else was drooling all over Barlasser, including obviously, needless to say, Michael Carrick. And so the normal kind of nonsense ensued. And I thought we were really looking forward to playing it. And I was really surprised with that game. One that we kept in it early doors just to make sure that nothing was going to be going kind of wrong for the first minute, and then everything just seemed to kind of fall over, and your guys seemed to wilt really, really quickly. The kind of you know what happens when every fan goes through it. It's like a little knife to the heart, and then you look up and you look at the players, and your guys just seem stooped. If you know what I mean, there just seemed to be a resignation about it. Which I hadn't seen the previous season, which surprised, and obviously for you guys, would have been disappointing. For us, obviously, you know what it's like. You can't show weakness. You just got to go after a team, and for once, we did that. And we were fortunate for us because that was pretty much near the start of where we picked up kind of a run of form in the league season, which fortunately we've managed to lose track of, and since basically Boxing Day, it's been fairly horrendous in Watford terms. I appreciate. I will get scant pity looking for sympathy around here. I get that.
Yes. Let's talk more about Watford. Normally, when you look at Watford, you go, "Wow, something's always happening there. Whether it's a relegation, whether it's a promotion, whether there's a few managers a season, everything seems almost boring, and that seems new for Watford, or certainly in recent years. How are things down there?
There's always stuff going off. I mean, yes, it's not quite it's Wednesday, so come on then, what time are we firing the manager season? But instead, we have gone through 2 technical directors this season. Okay. That was quite good. So obviously, it's kind of like moving an addict onto methadone. Stop firing the managers, leave them alone. Go and have these ones. These are available on the NHS prescription. And so our transfer windows as a result have been pretty awful. We are pouring all over I poured all over the accounts this year. We had, and we were involved, as were a number of other podcasts and magazines in the summer, getting to talk to the owner because he hadn't spoken to the media in 11 years, and an opportunity kind of presented it to us and kind of fell in the lap. So one of the questions was, why do you keep sacking managers? As you can imagine. And the answer that sort of came back to us was kind of interesting. It was like, everything is in place here except the managers. We just keep getting that wrong. And it's like, yeah, but 1 is unfortunate. 20 seems, I don't know, careless, So that's where we've been. So no, there's always been something daft going on at some point. And at the moment, we've got 22 first-team players in the squad after the January transfer window. Before that, we had 24. So, of course, that's what everybody's going off about because we had a great. Obviously, you'll know Valerian from his time at Barnsley. He came out with a great line in the in the local paper here, which was, "It's not the lack of players; it's the schedule that's getting in the way." And it's like, yeah, That's why you need the players. So kind of it is really, but you know what it is. You know what it's like. Somebody gets involved in football and their brain takes a break for a couple of seasons, and then so there we go. So no, we basically have won 2 games since Boxing Day. One of those was against Chesterfield in the Cup, and we were about 5 or 6 minutes out of going out of that 1-0, and they wouldn't have been undeserved taking that out of us, I have to say. So we are genuinely a wee bit shot to pieces. We've lost the last 3. Prior to that, we'd drawn 2. So kind of no wins in 5. We've said to it before. You're having a bad time. Don't worry. Watford will be there soon.
That's what we say about us.
I know. I'm trying to throw you a bone here, Matt. Pick it up, run with it.
But look at the table. You're not out of the playoff picture. I know it's 7 or 8 points, 7 points. So, but it's been like it's 7 games without winning the league or whatever it is. You're still in touch. So there's still, if things somehow click, which they can do. We've seen teams mid-table have a run. The playoffs aren't out of the question yet, are they?
The difficulty is, God, I'm sorry. This is dreadful. This is like basically ringing the Samaritans on their worst day and go, no, yeah, but listen to us. We're in mid-table. Here our crisis. It's the big because of these 22 players that we've got in the senior squad. 2 of those were strikers. One of those got injured first minute, literally on Saturday in Vacuum Bio. He was the one who scored the worldie with his left foot, which made us all go, "Oh crikey, he can play at your place," which was interesting. And the other is a lad called oh crikey, for the moment he's now Rajovic, who is 6'3". He looks every inch the kind of line leading forward. He scored 10 goals this season. Other than those 10 goals, he has done absolutely nothing. And I mean absolutely nothing. When somebody comes out with like they turn around and say, no, you've got to think outside the box. That would be a career move for this guy because he does nothing outside of the box whatsoever. He needs like a GPS if he's not inside the 18-yard box. Literally all he does is just get to it just before a centre-back does. We're being a bit cruel. He's trying to improve his game, but you can just see that's not really what he does. That's not his natural game. He's taken a jump from he was playing in Sweden in the Allsvenskan to the Championship, and it is a jump, and you can see it's a jump for him. So he seems a really nice guy. Everybody really would like him to be really good, but unfortunately, he's really not. And we only brought in one player who I'm sure you will see, and I'm sure he will play down the middle, because on Saturday he came on and played down the middle and caused consternation for Leicester in terms of what he did. He got a goal. Yes, they gave the ball away, but this is Emmanuel Dennis, who's got some genuine pedigree, was with us before. We've got him on a loan until the end of the season, but we turned him down at the start of the season. The manager didn't want him at the start of the season. And because of all these technical directors going one way and another, it feels like he's been either. He comes out and says all the nice things in the aforementioned local paper, but I can't believe that he wanted him. Basically, I'm very surprised that we've got him. Good player, completely unfit. He's been playing in Turkey at Istanbul Başakşehir. And we went, oh, brilliant, we got Dennis. And then he came on, and trust me, I think I'd have won a foot race with him at that point. So he's kind of he played out wide. He looked awful last night when he came on for the last half hour against Norwich. Absolutely woeful. Gave the ball away constantly. Was up against 2 players and hasn't got the pace to go past them at the moment. Looked a completely different player if he played in the centre, because he's got intelligent movement. He's got good technique, and he can just take a touch and go to guns rather than, oh right, now I'm going to try and run my my opposing right back 40 yards. Well, good luck with that not happening. So yeah, things aren't great with us at the moment, but obviously we've got to hope that it's the start of turning it around. We were hoping that Norwich was going to be that. They went 2-0 up. We got a goal back from the totem pole, standing in the 6-yard box, putting it in, doing his best to miss it, but it scuffed in the goal, went to number 10 for the season. It's ridiculous that we sit there and go, he's awful, but he just scores goal. And then what we thought was the goal of the night obviously until the FA decided yes, that indeed was Philogene goal.
Yeah, no.
But a young lad, Yasser Espria, who splits the room because he's a little. I describe him as Phil Foden light, for want of a better phrase. He basically scored a goal from just outside of Ipswich at Norwich last night. Cracking finish, and to bring us back to 2-2, having been 2-0 down. And we thought this game's only going to go in one direction. We were wrong. We just stopped playing. So I think the players look tired, and I think it will be interesting if your guys go, no, we want to pay back a bit of the Miller support. They could do a lot worse than pick Saturday to do it. I'll be honest with you. We're not looking forward to this, but we're hoping that it'll be a start of a 3-game run that we might have a hit against you guys, Huddersfield, and then Millwall. But our 5-game form is absolutely in the toilet.
No, 2 big trips as well. For fair, away to Norwich on Tuesday night, and then up to Rotherham on not the 2 of the kindest and closest away games having to go to be fair.
Well, after the last 20 minutes yesterday, I wouldn't be surprised if we basically stuck them on the M1 and told them to run there. To be honest with you, I mean, it was a lackluster response, having fought all the way back into the game. But the owners only got so many players with so many miles in their legs, so you can see that we play really well for 25 minutes and then it just goes. And we've got a lot of players playing because of this 22-man squad, and that's including 2 goalkeepers, by the way. So we are literally less than 2 players per position. Yes, obviously there's the under 9, the under 21s, etc. But we're trying to bring back players. So Dennis is playing; he's not fit. Sema is just about getting back to fitness. KMB he played last night because he got injured on New Year's Day. Flew out to the AFCON in order for them to say, yes, you were injured. He's flown back. The AFCON finishes, and then we play him the following Tuesday night. You be the judge, but he doesn't look fit. He only came off the bench, so I think it's going to be a tricky one. For us, if you guys decide to play, and if we don't get a good start, it could be an issue because this season we haven't really made good starts. We haven't really imposed ourselves on the opposition, and what's tended to happen has been the things that have got us through have been, yes, we might fall behind, but we've shown resilience and determination, and that has kind of gone out the window in January through till now. So it'll be interesting to see how things go Saturday. Not necessarily enjoyable, but interesting.
Yeah, that sounds about right, I think, yeah. I have to ask about Tom Ince because he's got like 9 or 10 goals against in 10 appearances.
Yep.
Is he still knocking around? Is he likely to play and obviously inevitably score on Saturday?
Tom Ince splits the room at Watford. But none of it is his doing. He's had very, very little game time. Okay. The aforementioned Yasser Espria, we play with the 4-3-3, and we play with kind of 2 players really kind of wide, sort of as wingers but inverted. So normally they play a little bit deeper in a 4-2-3-1, but no, we don't do that because that would make sense. So he's basically stuck out right, and then asked to behave like a winger, but then put crosses in with his left. Well, he hasn't done that. So he's had very small amount of game time up until a couple of weeks ago. I was doing something and basically got a goal involvement every 140 minutes. So he scored 2 and he set up 2 assists, but he's getting like literally kind of 7 and 8 minute cameos. He's lucky. And it's kind of, so it's unfair to judge him, to be honest with you. When he comes on, you can see there is honest endeavour, but he just doesn't have enough time to make an impact in a game. And, probably the legacy of his season so far will have been him putting pressure on the one player who's in front of him, which would be Espria. And even he kind of splits the room because some people think that he's not all that. And if we get a 12 million or a 13 million pound offer, as apparently we sort of did from Everton, or they were sniffing around, or people were making up rumours on deadline day, might have happened. Problem is, of course, it's Tom Ince. So we bought him in for 50 grand, and everyone went, "Oh, that's clever." But of course, he's on about half that per week.
Yeah,
money. So that's dead money sitting on the bench playing for about 6 minutes a week. Doesn't really help. He also did though score about 9 goals against us as well. If you were first, we were second, or vice versa, in
Yeah.
terms of the irritation of Tom Ince kind of thing, to the point whereby and only club admins are able to do this with a sense of kind of like this will make them think we've got a good player / really hack them off. Basically, put together the compilation of his goals against Watford. It's like, yeah, welcome, Tom. We love you after that. Brilliant. But nothing he's done wrong. He just hasn't been given the opportunities.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's finish on a prediction then. There's no dogs or backgammon, sadly, on our show predictions.
I don't do predictions. I force other people to do that sort of thing.
What do you reckon?
I'm going to go. I'm going to revert back to last season just to annoy Carl and Justin on our side, because we don't let anybody predict 1-1. So I'm going to predict 1-1 just out of pure devilment, but also kind of as a doff of the hat to last year's Rotherham, because you were good value for both of those. Yeah, 1-1.
Oh, at this point, I'd take that. I'd take anything at this point. Take a goal. That'd be nice. Thank you, Pete. If anybody hasn't checked out, do go listen to the Do Not Scratch Your Eyes preview, which we talked about all sorts. Just go and listen to it. I can't explain it. Just go and listen to it because it is very, very good.
It's very strange.
And thank you, everybody who's tuning in to watch this. Please subscribe on YouTube and YouTube. That's where we are. And we'll see you all next time at Up the Millers.